My name is David Ginn, and I play trumpet with the Smoky Mountain Brass Quintet. Caution, brass ahead. So today I thought we would talk about the second trumpet part in Pan, Night and Day. So what I like to do when I see a new piece, I like to scan for notes, rhythm, and style. So I'm going through and I'm looking at the notes. You know, nothing too tricky, just a few accidentals here and there. Rhythm is going to be one of the things I believe that makes this piece a little tricky. That and the tempo. It's kind of a fast tempo. Rhythms, look, it's except for beat one, in each measure, if you're playing on the beat, you're most likely playing the rhythm wrong. There's a lot of offbeat syncopation in this piece. And as far as style, you could think of this piece in he does have quarter note equal 200. D, 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 D. This sort of piece, I think, needs a more relaxed feel to it. So rather than thinking in 4, let's try to think in cut time or 2 feel. D, 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 D. I think that's going to give it a little more relaxed feel that perhaps is, more stylistically correct for this type of music. All right, now we'll talk about that in a second. Let me change camera angles and let's talk about how, for me at least, I need to break down complex rhythms to learn them. Okay? Let me show you what I like to do when I'm faced with a complex rhythm. Again, this piece written in 4/4, quarter note equals 200. I suggested that you play this in cut time in 2, but that's not how I'm going to learn it. I'm going to subdivide it by keeping it in 4 and slowing it down until I figure out where the notes belong. And I'm going to do that in relation to the big beats. So I'm going to break this down into eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. D, 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 D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything in this measure is on the offbeat. If you're playing a note on the beat in this measure, you're doing it wrong. Except for beat 1. D, 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 D. So then I'm going to just sing this rhythm to myself in a slow 4 with feeling the pulse. D, 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 D. Then I'll slowly start speeding that up. D, 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 until I learn this rhythm. D, 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 D. Then I'm going to slowly, gradually start trying to feel it in 2. And you can come up on top or you can erase this here. I'm just going to come up top. So there's big beat 1, 2, big beat 1, 2. So let's do it in 4 one more time. D, 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 D. Then I'm going to slow it or feel it in 2. D, 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 D. D, 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 D. D, 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 D. And 4 that fast. D, 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 D. And 2. D, 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 D. So that's how I have to break down complex rhythms. Now let's jump down here to these 3 bars here. These are really okay, obviously these 2 are the same rhythm. These are really the same rhythm as well. They're just written differently. Let's see if we can figure out why. So let's again break it down into slow 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So D, 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 D. 1, D, 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 D. Again, 1, D, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. D, 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 D. So why would he write? Well, let's break it down first. D, 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 D. So why would he write these differently? Well, I'm not sure, but we're gonna assume that he did it for a reason. So if we look at the second note, D, D has a rest after it in these two configurations, but here it's essentially a quarter note. So we're going to assume in this measure he wants the second note long. And then let's look at the last note. D, 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 it's a quarter note versus a dot over the quarter note in this bar. So he wants this one long and this one short. Okay? Unless it's a finale error. But we'll assume that everything's correct here. So D, 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 D. So it's an articulation difference, okay? So let's learn this one up fast. D, 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 and start working it into two. So here are big beats in 2. D, 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 D. D, 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 D. The rhythm's not that difficult, but playing the note lengths that he has written would be a little tricky in these two. D, 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 D. Got it? So that's how I have to break down complex rhythms. Slow them down, subdivide them into the next, you know, either the quarter beat or the eighth beat, whatever you need to do to figure out the rhythm, learn the rhythm, and then start working it up to speed. And in this case, ultimately getting up into a 2 feel. D, 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 D. And again, most everything in this piece, not counting beat 1, if you are playing it on the beat, you're probably doing it wrong, especially in measures like that. All right, I hope that helps. Good luck. Okay, now that we have the rhythms figured out, let me briefly talk about what I'm going to try to do in my performance, I think. Look, the trumpet parts are just fill and background in between the melody lines, okay? So you want a bit of a punch to them. The longer notes, I'm probably going to have a nice front end onto the note, and I'm going to taper that note to some extent. Vibrato. Normally the second trumpet player does not add vibrato. We leave that to the first trumpet player to color the notes. I don't know, I may be adding a little bit, we'll find out. Let's see. So yeah, pretty straightforward. We're just background fill material in between the melody line, okay? Which means we can punch the syncopated stuff, we can bring it out a little more. We get a nice front end on the longer notes, and then we get out of the way with by tapering the note, okay? Because we want to get out of the way of the melody line.